Well, this is my look for the first day with Lyft. Got my confirmation today saying that I'm all good to go. So I did the final stage was the training, and then the license TNDL was issued, and there was no payment requirements. I didn't have to pay anything. Again, this is with Lyft. Uber is stuck in a limbo. I scheduled one video virtual call with a green light hub expert and couldn't make it to a video. Like, my phone rang, but I was kind of like lost, you know. So now I scheduled again. It's 5 days away, so that's the only way to sign up with Uber to drive. And so yeah, I'm not too happy about that. But today is going to be my first day with Lyft. I watched a few videos with tips. I read some articles on this, so now I just want to go and grab a breakfast or brunch, and I'll show you a few rides and how the screen, you know, acts depending, of course, when there's no people. And I have a dash cam. Oh, and I have to set up my odometer. I'm gonna set up my odometer so that I track all my kilometers, because this is business use of the vehicle. And I'm gonna create on the computer, I'm gonna create kind of like I had a shooting log. Now I'm gonna create a driving log, and then every day I'm not gonna bother with you know, notebooks or something. It'll be my virtual log. And so at the end of the day, I'll just look how many kilometers I did on the trip odometer, and just enter it in there, date, kilometers, start, finish, and what company I drove for. So hopefully in a week I'll be able to drive with Uber. So the plan now is just to do weekends and a couple of evenings when I don't feel too tired, because people say that, yeah, during the day it's not very financially, you know, rewarding. So best to do evenings and weekends. All right, let's go. Well, here we go. I feel nervous for some reason, but I made sure the car is clean. I removed all the stuff that I had, so everything is empty, in case, you know, somebody has lots of luggage. The trunk is empty, and I have a small carpet in case somebody has a dog, because of course these dogs, you know, that's kind of like a horror story. I just read online some guy was carrying a passenger and the dog vomited inside the car, and the cleanup was like, it was Uber was supposed to pay the driver like $150, but imagine cleaning up after a dog, man. And so that's why if somebody has a dog, first of all, I think I can refuse unless it's a service. If it's a service animal, I cannot say no, but if it's a regular dog, I think I can refuse. But I have a small carpet that I can put on the seat, and I moved my seat forward. Usually I have it backwards, you know, because I keep stuff in here, but so made lots of room in there. Everything is super clean, leather, you know. I set myself in there to check the music level, because I have a subscription for actually it expires tomorrow. I decided not to extend it because it's like $22 a month. Okay, so here we go. So this is the app. You see, it says you're offline, and here's the, okay, that's my info. Hold on. Yeah, and then that's all your kind of like notifications there. I had one before there saying that you have to set up the payment plan, so I had to, you know, enter my banking info, and they pay you automatically every week. And then here, if you go like this, you see it gives you a forecast. So now actually it's not busy, but it's okay. Like today I'm gonna try everything, and it says it's, oh, gives you some airport arrivals time and some turbo. I see this like percentage. So basically you're getting, let's say 30 30% turbo. What is this, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m.? Basically you're getting, like, let's say if a ride pays $10, you're getting 13. And there's some opportunities here, but I don't, what is this, Saturday, June 15th, what is this? Airport opportunity. Well, I have to learn all this, but for now let's just see what happens when I go online. Oh, and also here I read a very interesting, like these three here, especially the stay within area, is very, people were saying it's very useful. You can really increase your earnings, because that's blue dot is me, so I'm in the northeast corner of Calgary, and so I can choose this and limit myself to 16 kilometers, or you know, I can make it smaller, but it has to cover your location, because if you go like this, it's right away it says the area must include your location, you see, as soon as you move it away. And so, but you can make it as like there's an airport right here, so I can just do this, you know. But today she can be 50 kilometers, you know, if you want to go somewhere to Saskatchewan. But I'm not gonna do anything today, stay within area, so I'm gonna cancel it. What is turn on biometric authentication to protect your Lyft account against unauthorized use on this device? No, we don't need that. All right, you are online. Tap here or swipe up to go offline. So basically, like, I have to click here. So we're looking for rides, and then here it says YYC, that's the airport, 1 to 5 drivers, or see, 7:15. Welcome to Google Maps navigation. Okay, it takes me to somewhere nearby here.
Head west towards Skyview Circle Northeast, then turn left onto Skyview Circle Northeast.
And there's a name of the person, and it says 2.3 kilometers. So, two young girls with bags, and I hopped out and I helped them with the bags, and I was nice. I asked them what music they liked, and I played Hits 1 and Watercolors from my satellite radio, which expires tomorrow. I should probably renew it, because I think passengers might like it. But so yeah, that turns out they're from Vancouver, they're students, and they're visiting here, because I asked them, I said, you have bags? So I guess we're going to the airport. And they said, yeah. I said, you flying? And they said, no, we're not flying, but the meeting is at the airport. And so I just took them to departure level, which, what helps is that I know this area very well, because on the left here, on the departure level, there's that's where you return rental cars, you know. And so I know this area, except, like, I'm thinking, what am I doing now, you know? Can I wait somewhere here, because there's cops everywhere here. Authorized parking, permit required, buses, departure. But I see, like, I'm not a taxi, right? So I cannot just sit here. Like, speed limit is 30, so I gotta be very careful here. Like I said, lots of cops. They always watch. See, valet parking, yeah. And over here on the right, there's lots of space, but it says, yeah, P. Oh yeah, now I remember. There's at the exit, there's a 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven and a gas station, so I can stop there. And also, this is the abbreviation is YYZ, YYZ, I think. So made YYC. It says here 1 to 5 drivers. And now I already learned how to do it. Basically, when you it tells you everything. It tells you when to basically you swipe. There's a slider at the bottom, and you just hold on. Where's the gas station? this? Oh, it's over here. Yeah, I don't want to leave this area because this is a good area. So I'm gonna go and sit at the gas station. Yeah, there's Shell and there's and so we were chatting, you know. It's like very interesting, very nice. At first they were kind of like hostile because I asked them for their name, right? But I jumped out, I opened the door, I took their bags, you know. So I try to be helpful because this is, and I told her, I said, this is my day one. I said, I'm still learning, so I wasn't sure how to do this. And then I saw that they have these like sliders, right? And it tells you slide to pick up, and you slide to pick up. Okay, custom parking only 30 minutes. Okay, well, hopefully I'll get another ride in 30 minutes. Oh yeah, this was fun. So I drove, what is it, 2 kilometers to pick them up, and then probably, I don't know, 5-7 kilometers to the airport, and they paid me $7.51. So of course you're not gonna get rich, but it's not $3 like I see some guys in the States. They say, yeah, it was like $3, you know, $3 for 50 miles. So today I'm not limiting anything, and it says here 1-5 drivers, YYC. Yeah, YYC 1-5 driver. But this is great area because there can be people flying in. There's a bunch of hotels nearby, you know. And something is telling me that all these guys are Uber and Lyft, you know. Like there's a guy next to me, and there's a guy next to him sitting in the car. we all taxi drivers, but you know, private vehicles, right? But yeah, see, so here nobody harasses you, so it's 30 minutes, what do you call it? Oh, I can go check my lottery because I bought Lotto Max. Maybe, and it played yesterday. The maximum, the big prize is 55 million. So maybe I won, then I don't have to drive anymore. I can just go and buy a Lamborghini as my second vehicle. Probably that's what I should do. Because yeah, I see the cool thing is that you can take the phone with you, right? Like I remember when I was a tow truck driver, that was a issue, right? Because I had this 5-ton tilt and load truck, similar to what I'm driving now, and there was a radio. Like we had a radio, not a CB, but it was a stationary radio. That's how dispatch talk to us, right? So it was one of, you know, like a real two-way radio, and so it's in the truck, so you had to tell them that you're like 10-7, I think, yeah, 10-7, 5 minutes coffee, you know, leaving the truck for 5 minutes, and then when you're back you say 10-8. So I learned all those crazy codes because they would use your phone. They would, of course, everybody had cell phones, right? So they would call your cell phone only if they cannot find you on the radio first. And so you always had to sit in the truck pretty much, you know, like you just tell them, hey, 10-7, 2 minutes for coffee, and then you come back 10-8, and you say your truck number. I forget what was it. Truck 5, 10-7, 5 minutes. Okay, and then truck 5, 10-8. So back in the cab. But with the phone, you know, you can sit, like I see people sometimes, somebody sits like inside a McDonald's, a guy sitting with a phone, no food in front of him, so he just maybe has a coffee, you know. So cool, like especially in winter, you know, where you don't want to sit in your car, you don't want to idle. But it's funny how the first one just took, you saw that, right, like 2 minutes, and I got a first passenger. But man, I was so nervous, you know, these two girls, right? And so with bags, and they're looking at me, and I see they're standing outside, and they're looking at their phone. Of course, you know, they can see the picture of my car, and they can see the color, most important, right? So they know that a blue Jeep Compass is coming, and also they can track me, right? They can see my car moving on the screen. So kind of like, because I ordered Uber like 1,000 times myself, so I know how it works, but I never used Lyft, you know, because nowadays over here everybody says Lyft, it's like 30% of the market, the rest it's Uber, and regular taxis are like 5%. Like regular taxis lost so much business that sometimes on the news you see people, taxi drivers, confronting Uber and Lyft drivers and beat them up, you know. Because these guys, you know, they invested lots of money, especially if the guy owns a plate, like a taxi plate, right? They were $100,000, million, 2 million, you know, just for the right to drive. Like in the States, I think the price are crazy just to buy that medallion, as they call it, which is a taxi plate. Like here, I paid $30 when I went to the registry, right? And I changed my registration. Oh, and they said make sure you have your, sorry, you have your TND. Yeah, okay. Yeah, my TND is over here, because they said some officials can check. So what's going on? Why there's nothing? Just make sure. Yeah, I'm online. We are looking for rides. So what's happening? Why there's no rides? Yeah, YYC 1 to 5 drivers. I see. I can. That's where I am, and I live over here. So I can go downtown, but you see, like, they don't tell you anything. Like, yeah, see, it's not busy. So it's gonna get busy, what, at 4 p.m. But the busiest will be, what is this, 6, 7, 8, 9, like tonight. Airport arrivals, turbo. What are these opportunities? One opportunity. Where is it? Airport arrivals. Oh wow, look at this. Yeah, see? 8 p.m. there'll be 500 passengers flying in. 9 p.m. 1,292. High demand predicted. Probably that's what they mean by opportunity. Okay, here are 2 opportunities tomorrow. And they give you this. Yeah, so 10% turbo surcharge at 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. and 30% will be 8 a.m. Sunday bonus, 30%. So maybe tomorrow I can get up and try to lift early. Yeah, basically, yeah, there was a slider here, and when you arrive, it just, that part of the screen illuminates and it says slide to pick up, and you just slide it. Okay, the passenger is picked up, and then when you arrive at the destination, the same spot on the screen says slide to drop off, and that's it. And so now I don't know when they're gonna pay me, but it's kind of like Uber and when I was doing food deliveries. I think they were paying me Tuesday. Each Tuesday I saw money in my account. Or if I pay them like 85 cents, I think, it's instantaneous. Like within 5 minutes, money's in my account. All right, let me go check my lottery ticket. Since it's quiet, you know, sometimes people say you can see for, like, one guy was saying, I watched a video in the States. The guy says, yeah, this is my first day, either Lyft or Uber, and he said he was sitting, he got 2 offers, but both were canceled. Like, he accepts the offer, it disappears. They cancel it. Then the second offer comes in, the passenger cancels again, and then he said for 3 hours. So I hope I don't have to sit for 3 hours. So 2 minutes I got first ride. Oh, and I think it tells you how many rides you did. You see 1? Probably that's what it is. 1 ride. Yeah, I think I'm gonna reactivate the satellite TV, because it's really good. You know, you can There's a whole bunch, there's news, right? There's all kinds of channels. I think it's great for passengers. So I was sitting at the airport for probably, I don't know, 40 minutes, and I see the same 1 to 5 drivers there. And then I got tired, I left, and so now I moved to my favorite area where I usually start my, you know, when I do DoorDash and when I did Uber, you know, for food. Just this little nice plaza. That Jiffy Lube is where I do oil changes, and those are the guys that change my winter tires, swap them, you know. Very nice shop. But here you have Starbucks, then this nice Vietnamese Pha Hoan Pasteur restaurant, and then the Afghan place, then McDonald's, Kinjo. There's lots of restaurants here, but I'm not sure why I came here. But west of me, maybe a couple of kilometers, there's a bunch of big shopping centers, you know, like a shopping plaza with there's a Sobeys, there's a Real Canadian Superstore, there's a bunch of everything. And I like this location because I'm right next to Deer Food Trail, Highway 2, and so I can jump on it and be in downtown in, you know, in 10 minutes. And also on the other side, again, there's nothing here, I don't think. Yeah, all the hotels are on the other side of Highway 2. Highway 2 goes north to south, so that way is south, that's west. Like you can see mountains on a good day, right? And so Highway 2 goes like this over there. And so if I go beyond, if I drive Country Hills Boulevard east and cross Highway 2, we have probably, I don't know, 10 hotels over there. 4, 5, 6, yeah, about 10. But as soon as I left, it started showing me different areas. You see now YYC 6 to 10 drivers, and it says 9 minutes, but I was sitting there 40 minutes. So like now it says 9 over here, 4 here, but here 1 minute. But I don't want to drive there because it's like 4 kilometers, 5 kilometers. So, but you know, I'm sitting here. Hopefully something will happen. And when you click on the amount, it tells you your earnings, and it tells you how long you've been online. So see, I did one ride in 1 hour 8 minutes. And here it says tips 0, right? So 0 tips. And what is this? Driving time limit. Break required after 12 hours online. Okay, so for every 12 hours of online time, you must take a 6-hour break. All right, I'm cool with that. So yeah, and then you can cash out over here if you want to. I think they still charge you. They charge you a small fee. You can cash out, but again, I set up for Tuesday as well. Next weekly payout Tuesday, June 18th. Wait, it's next week. Yeah, okay, cool. So it's the same as Uber and DoorDash deliveries. For some reason, it's the same day, Tuesday. Why they all do the same day? And I'm guessing where it says that little view wait times. So what does it mean? Ride request wait times. Okay, so you see, I'm on the edge of this. So I'm guessing that means not very good. Oh yeah, so red means not very good. So I'm gonna be waiting 9 to 13 minutes. But here, right next to me, is 1 to 2 minutes. So you see, this is a good area. And then downtown. No wait, that's not downtown. Oh yeah, Highway 16. You see here 4 to 12 minutes, 1 to 3 minutes, 3 to 5. But why am I sitting 1 hour with only one ride? And they're saying it's supposed to be 9 to 13 minutes. Well, give me this one. 1 to 2 minutes. So I'm between two zones. This one is definitely better. Okay, but I know, like in the States, when guys were doing this, I see you online, we're looking for rides. Okay, but in the States, the screen I think looked different. Maybe it was Uber, it was showing all kinds of symbols there, like some bonuses or ride surges. Like here it's nothing. I'm looking at the same Google Maps, like I always use, right? Either Google Maps or actually recently lots of Waze and Apple Maps. But yeah, so the forecast, see, now it's 12 o'clock, so it's kind of like average, so it should be better. What is it, 6? Yeah, 5 and 6 p.m. So it's gonna steadily increase, and then will be best, I'm guessing, when it gets dark. Not sure I want to drive that late, but we'll see. All this turbo, you see, all arrivals are late, like 9 p.m. Probably, yeah, that's when I'm thinking that's when you want to be at the airport, near the airport, is because all the flights are coming later in the day, at least today. See, 18, yeah, so 8 p.m. 500 passengers, 9 p.m. almost 1,300 passengers. There's definitely someone from these passengers will be ordering a taxi, and hopefully some of those will choose Lyft. Even again, when I was doing this, I mean, when I was a passenger, I always used Uber. Just did my second trip. Now it's already 12 minutes past 1, so I only did 2 trips since 11 o'clock. But it's so much fun. I love it. It's interesting, and I get off my butt, you know. I'm not lazy, so I open the door, I help them with bags. Like first time, 0 tip. Second time, got a tip, $3.75. You know, so now 2 trips, we are up to $19.72, which is not bad. But what's interesting is that, so I was sitting at that Starbucks location, right? Nothing was happening, so I decided to go further west, where, like I said, there's all these big stores and shopping centers. And sure enough, as soon as I started driving, beep, I got an offer, and it was picking up at the movie theater. And I come to the movie theater, I see there's a guy and a girl with luggage standing in the movie theater. And the guy waves to me, so okay, I ask him his name, he says yes. So I jumped out, opened the trunk, help him with the bags, and I said, so we're going to the airport again. So the first trip was to the airport, second trip was to the airport. But it all seems like a one-way ticket, you know, because maybe it's because it's morning, or I mean morning, like afternoon, so nobody's leaving from the airport, everybody's going to the airport. Like, so if I sit here, I'm probably not gonna get any rides, because there's gonna be lots of traffic, like air traffic at 8 p.m. right? But I started at, I think 10:30 or 11, so they might kick me out after 12 hours, but I really want to learn as much as possible. But now, second time, it's already easier, you know. Oh, and so I asked them, so we go to the airport, and they said they flew in, and they tried to rent a car, but the car was not ready, and they told them, the rental agency told them to come back after like 2 hours, and they had nowhere to put their bags, so they took a taxi. Probably it was also a Lyft. They took a taxi to the movie theater to catch a movie. And unbelievable. And he says, the guy says, we were not sure if they would let us in. because yeah, like they have bags, you know, like a roll, you know, those with wheels. They had 2 bags and 2 backpacks. And so he says, yeah, now our rental car is ready. We're going back to the same place where we were. And so interesting, you know. So first 2 ladies were students visiting from Vancouver. Oh, they were complaining that it's cold. He says, oh, we're from British Columbia. We did not know that it would be so cold here. But I didn't ask him about the climate control, but I have it set up at like 20 or 20.5 Celsius, you know. And these guys, I asked him about music. I said, what music do you like? Told them the funny story about my satellite subscription, which I said I had it for 1 year for free because it's a new car. Or it was a new car last June. And I said, now they kept sending me emails, you know, your subscription is expiring, 5 days left, 4 days left. And I said, now it's expiring tomorrow. But I wanted to do it, but they want $20 a month. You know, what is it, like $300 a year? But I'll probably do it, yeah, because it's great, you know, to be able to offer people, you know, some entertainment. Actually, even the first girls, I asked them, I said, what music do you like? And I let it on what it's called, basically it's like top hits, where, you know, they play everything. I find that one is the best because it plays, you know, all most popular songs, all modern performers. But then also I have Sinatra, I have light jazz, you know, kind of like coffee shop music, you know, something in the background. And of course you don't want to make it too loud because, you know, they were talking to each other, right? So I just turn it down, you know, trying to be considerate. And then there's 3 of us. It became hot in the car, so I dropped the temperature a little bit. I didn't ask them if they were hot or cold, but I was getting hot, you know. Maybe I was getting nervous or something. I don't know. But yeah, so moved 4 people, made $20. And the cool thing is that what I like better about this compared to food delivery is that you don't have to go anywhere, right? You just sit and wait till your phone beeps and you have a ride. And then in my case, I always jump out because, you know, you get tired sitting on your butt all day, right? So why not just get off your, you know, goal, right? Get off your ass and look. That was an acronym when I was trucking before backing. They were saying the goal is basically not to kill anybody. So before you back, they wanted you to get off your ass and look. GOAL. But I always felt that was a stupid theory because, you know, you get off your ass and look, okay, but then you walk 53 feet back to your driver's seat, and by that time, then you put it in gear. By that time, the situation will change, you know, especially if, let's say, there's a street behind you, and you know, sometimes you have to back into, you know, into traffic. So that goal thing was did not make much sense. So anyway. So yeah, so far so good. 2 rides, you know, easy peasy. You just pick up, drop off, use that slider at the bottom. Just, you know, don't like one guy said, the good tip was, he says, don't talk your head off. Like, just, as they said, read the room or read the car. Like, try to feel what the passengers want, right? Do they want to be left alone or they want to chat? So with these 2 guys, like a guy and a girl, the last one, yeah, I asked them a couple of questions. Oh, so you're flying? And they said no, because at first I said flying, and at first I thought it was a stupid question, you know, like, of course they're going to the airport. And then turns out, no, just like I did many times, I would go to the airport to pick up a rental car, or I just returned a rental car. And actually quite a few times I used Uber, and they always ask me, oh, so where did you fly? Because most people assume that if they pick you up at the airport, you were there to fly, right? Or you meeting somebody or something. But no, that's where all the rental companies are. They all, you know, they're not in the city. They're all near the airport. So yeah, it's cool. I like it. So yeah, nothing was at the airport, so I drove home, needed to use the bathroom, and kept the app open. And while I was at home, I received, after like 15-20 minutes, I received an order, and I look at the distance, it says 450 meters away, which is interesting because my first ride was also from my area. So see, unlike like food deliveries, my area is dead, so I always have to drive somewhere. But it turns out that for taxi, I can even sit at home. I can start at home, just start the app. And so I go there and I see there's like 6 or 8 bags, you know, like lots of luggage, and there's like 3 people. And I said, guys, I don't think it's gonna fit. You know, there was a young girl and then her mother and a guy, an older gentleman. And I said, how many people are going? Because if you tell me how many people, I'll tell you if it's gonna fit or not. And they said 2. Wow, okay. So the girl sat in the front, her mom sat behind, and then we had to put stuff on the seat, on the floor, in the back. I couldn't even, I hardly was able to close the hatch, you know. And then as we are, I don't know, maybe 1 minute away from the destination, and that was actually a pretty long ride, probably like 20 kilometers to the, but now I'm in kind of like in central Calgary, so it's a great area. So maybe 1 minute before the drop-off, my screen started flashing and they offered me another ride. And so I started unloading the baggage, and then my phone started ringing. I let it go, and then it starts ringing again, like what the heck. So by that time I finished all the baggage, so I pick up the phone and a guy says, hey, it's your customer, are you coming? So it turns out it was the customer that just, you know, they gave me, right, while I was still driving. And so yeah, I said, I'm coming. I just had a bunch of luggage here, you know, kind of like big delivery. And he says, oh, I'm standing on the bus stop. And he was like, I don't know, half a kilometer away. So I drove there, picked him up. Turns out he's a bodybuilder, and I took him to a world gym because he says there's a class here. It's like kind of like a school, how to pose, you know, how to pose, because he says "Я культурист." Oh, and he's from Azerbaijan. So he saw my name, Sergei, on the app, and he says, you Russian? Are you Russian or Ukrainian? I said, Russian. And he says, oh, we can speak Russian. And because he says, I'm from Azerbaijan, and I studied Russian in school. And so, I mean, it's so much more fun, you know, than food deliveries. Like right now, I don't care about the money, but it's already better than with food, because I did 4 rides, and as you can see, it's $47.54. You know, so of course that includes GST, by the way. That's another small headache I'll have to deal with, because there's no GST, no sales tax on food, but with passengers, I have to pay it. You know, every month I have to pay it to the government. So it's, you know, it's like 5%. So that amount is oh yeah, and you see tips. Oh, somebody else gave me tips. Yeah, 2 times I got 2 tips. You see this? So 4 rides. Oh yeah, one person gave me $4.40, another one gave me $3.79. You see, so it pays off. You definitely have, you know, be proactive and help people with the baggage. They really appreciate this, and keep the car clean. My car is clean. I had nice music, climate control, you know, with good temperature, and didn't bother them talking too much, you know. So it's a balance, but I'm telling you, it's so much more interesting, because you meet new people, you can talk to somebody, whereas, you know, when you do food deliveries, you're always by yourself, right? Most people say, leave at my door. You don't even see the customer who you bring the food for. And Uber is still, like I said, in a limbo. So I'm having a virtual call Friday at 5 p.m. so hopefully they will straighten it out, because it's funny how Lyft 1 week and I'm already online and I'm moving passengers. Of course, it looks like it's not a very good area. Look, it says 3 to 16 minute wait, but I'm online. But you see, that's where oh, look at this. Here's this like $1.75. What is that, extra or something? So that's where I was at the top, YYC, the airport. I'm gonna go there, you know, later at night because they're gonna have lots of flights. Wait, where am I here? Oh, here I'm right north of Highway 1, which is Trans-Canada. Yeah, so this is a good location. I can go west, north. See, this is downtown. So downtown is getting busy. So yeah, so learning a lot, learning the app. It's pretty cool. So far I like it. Well, just did ride number 5, so now I'm up to $61.45, and now I'm all the way at the top. Basically, the ride for that girl with the lots of bags was long, and this one also, I was at Highway 1, and it took me pretty much, I'm at Balzac, you know, where there's Cross Iron Mills, big shopping center. So I just sneaked into this Days Inn over here. Not sure what to do. Shall I drive to Cross Iron Mills? Because yeah, that's a big, you know, shopping center. See, now YYC has 11 to 15 drivers, but I don't see anything like I see when it's busy. Oh yeah, okay, see here?